Justice for Mr. Steve. Today marks the 256th day that Mr. Steve was removed from his home on July 10th, 2025, 5 days before his 81st birthday. Mr. Steve was wakened by the Sheriff's Department of Douglas County, where 7 sheriffs in the Department of Human Services informed him that although they did not know why he had to be removed, he had to leave his property, to put some things in a bag because they had to remove him from his home. Mr. Steve was then placed in the back of a police car and transported an hour and 20 minutes away from his home since 2001 and left there without any explanation and just told him he was going to stay there. Mr. Steve has been detained and restrained as if he's on some form of house arrest in Griffin, Georgia. Mr. Steve has since been notified of the new servicer investor challenging the standing against Nation Star Mortgage, known as Mr. Cooper Rushmore Servicing, and their front, U.S. National Bank Association, challenging that they do not own his house and that he owns his house. Because of the lawlessness that was conducted by leaving the case open in default over 82 days before the attorneys McMichael Taylor and Gray even answered, the judge at the time, William McLean, denied Mr. Steve the entry of default judgment not once but twice, and then once McMichael Taylor and Gray then answered, he then dismissed the case October 2023 in favor of the folks that did not answer for 82 days. Mr. Steve sought out the probate court to allow me to be able to speak on his behalf, but instead of receiving help, then he was labeled a ward of the state, and 7 months later, the police showed up to his home without a foreclosure even being scheduled, was removed from his home, told to put some things in a bag, and has not been allowed to come to his property since then. The entire time, the court-appointed conservator did nothing to preserve Mr. Steve's interests or to protect his interests. Instead, the court-appointed conservator, Elizabeth Williams Winfield of Simmons, Finney, and Winfield Law Firm in Fayetteville, Georgia, told them that Mr. Steve was out of the property so that they later labeled him as an absentee owner. So now, McMichael Taylor and Gray, on behalf of their clients, have robbed Mr. Steve of his property and his equity, and the Douglas County Probate Court has robbed him of his freedom, his voice, and his liberty. I guess they don't feel that the elders in Douglas County deserve their rights or deserve to be protected. They just exploit them, put them to the side, and let somebody else have their property. Justice for Mr. Steve in Douglas County, Georgia.